Hi everybody, welcome to the Lexus Virtual Classroom here at Westside and Northside Lexus in Houston, Texas. My name is Melissa O'Connell. I'm your Lexus Technology Specialist, and this is part 2 of the deep dive tutorial on all things 2022 Lexus NX. Today we're really focusing on everything having to do with the main screen, Lexus interface, audio, climate, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, voice commands, you name it. If you haven't seen part 1 and you want to know more about all of the buttons on the vehicle and the features that they operate, make sure to look at the description below this video and you'll see a link for the part 1 video tutorial. You'll also see a time-stamped index, and that will allow you to jump through to different topics more quickly if you're not watching the video straight through, or if you do watch it straight through and then you want to go back and check something else out later. There's kind of no wrong way to do it. So come on, let's learn together. We're going to be working with a vehicle that has an active profile and a Drive Connect subscription. If you haven't set up the profile on your vehicle, go ahead and pause here and then check out our profile video tutorial or part 1 of this deep dive tutorial so that you can set up the profile for your Lexus interface system and make sure that your vehicle is properly added in your Lexus app. Let's take a look at some of the features in the Lexus app. You'll see the home screen for your app garage. If you'd like to manage the vehicles in your app garage, just touch and hold on the car image at the very bottom center of the screen. You can add a vehicle to the garage by clicking on the plus symbol at the top right corner, and that will bring you right back to the Add Vehicle screen. If your vehicle is not a Lexus interface vehicle, you can click Scan VIN or enter the VIN manually. If it is a Lexus interface vehicle, you'll do Scan QR code. If you have multiple vehicles in the garage, you're able to slide either left or right to move through those vehicles, and then you can choose which car you would like to be the default vehicle for this app. The top left corner will allow you to open vehicle information. You can nickname the vehicle. By default, you'll either see the VIN or the model name and information for your car. Coming to subscriptions, and you can manage any paid subscription services if you have them for your vehicle. My favorite feature in this section of the Lexus app, Siri Shortcuts. Hey Siri, start my Lexus.
Okay, done. Command executed to start the vehicle.
To enable the Siri shortcuts that you'd like to use, just click on the plus sign to select the item you would like to activate. And then if you like the default phrase, you'll click Done, or you can click Change Voice Phrase, and then you can edit what you would like to say. Hey Siri, turn off my Lexus. If you like your customization, select Done. If you'd like to try something else, click Change Voice Phrase and start again. To remove the Siri shortcut, click Remove Shortcut. You can also remove a shortcut by opening the item and clicking Remove Shortcut at the bottom of the screen. Click on the Go Back arrow on the top left corner, then select the Siri Shortcuts tile again, and that will refresh your settings. To come back to our main screen, just swipe down on the app to close that current open item. Also at the top, we have the ability to change from night mode to day mode, and then your account information. You can add a profile image. If you click on account, you can also edit the types of notifications that you receive. If you don't travel with children or pets in the vehicle, you could consider turning off the rear seat reminder, and you need to do that in 2 places. We have a rear seat reminder push notification and the rear seat reminder vehicle alert. If you turn these reminders off in the app, you might want to also turn it off in the settings on the vehicle. I'll show you how to do that momentarily. And then you can customize any other alerts that you may or may not want to receive from your app. Pushing go back, and then swiping down to close. Just swipe down, nice and easy. Coming down to our Remote Connect features, we can lock and unlock the vehicle and remotely start the engine. Taking a look at the remote and digital key sharing with the drop-down arrow, not all Lexus vehicles have digital key, so you may or may not see digital key on your Lexus app. Whatever the capabilities are for your Remote Connect features and or digital key, you'll see them here. To operate a command, just touch and hold for a second, and you'll see it start to spin. The app will connect with the vehicle and send your command. If you're in the line of sight of your vehicle, if you've started the vehicle, you'll see the lights flash. You may even hear the engine turn on, and you'll have a notification pop up on your phone. You'll have a countdown clock showing that the engine will run for 10 minutes. Some Lexus vehicles will stay on when you enter them after you've remote started the vehicle, and some turn off. It just depends on which Lexus model you have. The system will allow you to do 2 remote start commands in a row, and after that, you'll need to start the vehicle from inside the car. Once a command is complete, you'll always see a notification at the top of the screen as long as you have your notification settings turned on. If you click the drop-down menu, you'll see all of the other remote capabilities for your particular Lexus. In this case, we can control the lights, the hazard lights, just touch and hold. We can sound the buzzer, and you'll get 20 beeps of the buzzer. You can lock and unlock the trunk or rear cargo area and sound the horn. Get ready. Two beeps. And my favorite, the new remote climate control. If you turn on the customized settings for remote climate, you can tell the app what temperature you would like set the next time you remote start your Lexus. Since heated seats are standard on the vehicle, you'll see a bubble with the seat heater controls for the driver and the passenger. Just touch to turn it on or off. The heated steering wheel toggles on or off. And the same is true for defrost, front and rear, and the optional ventilated seats. Front left seat for the driver and front right seat for the passenger. Once you've made your customizations, click Save Settings. Once you've made all of your customizations, click Save Settings. And the next time you remote start your Lexus NX, these settings will be applied. Coming back to our Remote Connect controls, and check it out because we customized our remote climate. Our climate settings have turned on exactly where we set them. Also on the home screen for your app, you can find your vehicle status. Click See Details for a detailed view, including your tire pressure information. Your app will also notify you about your vehicle status if you have a door that's unlocked or open, or even a window that's open. Click on Vehicle Status from your home screen, and then See Details for more information. So taking a look, I have a rear door open on the left side of the vehicle. Better go check that out. I'm not able to close doors or windows from the app. To refresh the information in your vehicle status, just click on the refresh arrow on the bottom. Close the vehicle status and refresh from the bottom half of the home screen. to get accurate visuals for the status of your vehicle. And now we're all clear. And then a shortcut to the last known or last parked location. Just click on the address for directions. Clicking on the top left corner will take you back. Push the Go Back arrow to return to your Lexus app home screen. Looking across the bottom of the app, a really important feature to know about is the Find feature. This not only will show your last parked location right up at the top and give you an additional link for parking with Parkopedia, but it gives you your destinations for Lexus interface Drive Connect. This is actually where you set up your home for your Go Home shortcut and work so that you have a shortcut for your work address. You can also manage your favorites. With this current version of the Lexus app, you can't add favorites directly on this screen, but you can edit them. So to add a favorite, just click on the Search Destination tab, type in an address or point of interest, open that item, and then click Save, and then you can add it as home, work, or a favorite. And you can even send it to the car if that's your next destination. So it will tell you that your destination will be available in Drive Connect in the vehicle. Now if you come back to your My Destination screen and you go back to Favorites, you'll see that Starbucks has been added. If you'd like to edit, just click Edit. Then you can delete or remove and click Done when you're finished. So the destination that you sent to the vehicle will appear on your Lexus Drive Connect navigation screen. And then you can start your route. Keep in mind that we are using the Drive Connect navigation system right now. If your vehicle is equipped with digital key, go ahead and click to open the extra menu and then click Digital Key Setup. Now we're just going to follow the prompts that appear on screen. So it's going to just explain what digital key is, that you can use your device, your phone, to act as a key. It can let you unlock the vehicle, lock the vehicle, and start the engine. So we'll click Setup Digital Key. In order to use digital key, you have to have biometrics set up on your device. So if you have not set up the biometrics on your phone, make sure to do so. Keep in mind, when you make big changes like allowing your phone or the app to use biometrics to open or sign in, you're going to need to possibly even reauthorize the app and update your password. Just follow the prompts on your phone screen to make sure that you get everything set up correctly. Then you can relaunch the digital key setup process. Click Setup Digital Key, and it's going to download the digital key to your mobile device. Now we need to be in the vehicle to finish pairing the device. Make sure you have your key with you for this next process. Click Connect with Vehicle. Make sure the engine is on. Click Next. Place the key fob over the Start button. You'll hear 2 beeps, and then you can move the key and click Pair on your phone. And then digital key setup is complete. You can click to manage and share your key with additional instructions right at the top about how to use your mobile device as a digital key. You'll see that you have up to 7 digital keys that can be shared. If you'd like to invite a new user, just click Invite New User, fill in the information, or add from contacts, and then send your invite. After you've set up a digital key, if for any reason you need to remove the digital key feature, just click Remove My Key. It will then say, are you sure you want to delete your digital key? You would click Remove to go ahead and complete that step, or Cancel if you'd like to keep your digital key. Notice that if you see the Bluetooth icon, that lets you know the digital key has been linked and that through the Bluetooth connection, we've paired the device to communicate with the vehicle. Once you finish setting up your digital key, you just need to have your registered phone on your person so that it's in range for the vehicle. Unlock and lock like normal. You can even use the kick sensor. And of course, you can start the Lexus, just like normal. When you're using the digital key, since it relies on your cell phone to be operating correctly and to have a good battery charge, it's always a good idea to keep the wallet key in your wallet so that you have a backup just in case something happens to your cell phone. Once you have a digital key linked to the vehicle, you are going to see this pop-up message each time you enter your vehicle. I know the wording is a little confusing because it makes it sound like the system is registering a new key each time, but it's actually not. It's part of the alarm system for the vehicle. The alarm has an immobilizer built into it, and it only will start for recognized registered keys, whether it's the key fob, the wallet key, or a linked registered digital key. So I wish this said something different like digital key recognized or something like that, but it doesn't. So I just don't want you to worry. Even if you do push and hold the button to clear the message, the next time you hop in your vehicle, you are going to see it again. Just know that it is the system checking and confirming the digital key for your safety. You can manage and remove the digital key in your Lexus app. You can also remove the digital key through the vehicle in Info and Security in the main settings menu. Click Remove Digital Keys and then place your physical key near the push button Start. And then place your key fob in front of the push button Start. Listen for the beep and then click Remove to confirm the removal. Then you'll have a drop-down message letting you know that the digital keys have been removed from the system and your Lexus app account. When you're in a Lexus interface vehicle, you'll see the menu bar along the left-hand side of the screen. As long as you have your profile connected and you've given permission for either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you'll see that icon on the very top left-hand corner, and that's your shortcut for opening that feature. Your soft button for returning to the native mapping systems, an audio button, phone, vehicle settings, and additional settings. We'll take a detailed look at each menu item throughout this video. Taking a look in the upper right-hand corner, if you have the optional wireless charger, you will see the wireless charger icon. When the charger is in use, you'll have a drop-down notification and the icon will be highlighted in blue. You see the GPS connection, the Bluetooth icon. When you're connected for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the Bluetooth icon will be gray. And then, of course, the clock. For quick access to the clock settings, just touch the clock and you'll jump right to the clock settings menu. Click on the Apple CarPlay shortcut at the top of your Lexus interface menu. This is what Apple CarPlay looks like, and it is wireless Apple CarPlay. You can plug into the USB-A port if you would prefer to have tethered Apple CarPlay. Once you're in the Apple CarPlay environment, you'll notice that the Lexus menu bar on the left-hand side is replaced with the Apple CarPlay menu bar on the left-hand side. To get back to Lexus interface, just click Lexus. And then you'll see that Lexus interface menu on the left-hand side. Let's review some of the key information about Apple CarPlay. Coming from the top down on the left-hand side, you have your phone's clock, bars of service, the type of connection, this is a 5G connection, the amount of battery charge remaining, and then your 3 most recently used apps in a particular category. The top category is for navigation. The second category is for entertainment. So you'll see things like music, podcasts, or audiobooks, and then communication like the phone and messaging apps. At the bottom left-hand corner, you'll have 2 different menu views. Click for the home screen view that has a multi-tile layout, and then you'll see that left corner icon change to the apps menu icon. You'll be able to scroll through the pages of apps that you have on your phone that are compatible for Apple CarPlay. If you have a message pop up on screen letting you know that something is not available and to check your iPhone when you stop driving, that means that that particular app needs an update. If you'd like to add an app, just add it to your phone. If you'd like to rearrange the apps, you do that on your phone as well. Come to Settings, scroll to General, CarPlay, and then choose your vehicle, Lexus NX. Click Customize right at the top. If you have an app with a minus symbol on the left-hand side, that means you can actually remove that app from your Apple CarPlay screen. For example, if I wanted to remove the WebEx meeting app, I can click remove and it will instantly disappear from my Apple CarPlay screen. It has not been removed from my phone, just Apple CarPlay. Now, I use WhatsApp quite a bit, and I would like that to appear on the first page. So I can just grab the 3 little bars, like a handlebar, on the right-hand side, and I can move that to the first screen. Just swipe back to the first screen, and you'll see WhatsApp in its new location. If you have the home screen open, the map for your recently used navigation app will appear in the large tile on the left-hand side with additional navigation information in the top right small tile. If you have a destination programmed in, you can either start or cancel that route if you have the options appearing in the top right tile. The now playing tile will correspond to the entertainment app that shows in your shortcut menu on the left-hand side. It's going to show content from the audio apps on your phone. Depending on what you're listening to, you'll have certain controls that you can shortcut to from this home screen view. I can rewind, fast forward, pause, and play. You'll have similar controls on other audio apps. If you would like to go to full screen, just touch on the now playing tile to have access to all of the content in that particular app. If you have an upcoming event on your calendar, it's going to show on the home screen on the bottom right small tile. If you don't have an event happening soon, that tile will not show. Hey Siri, set an event on my calendar at 5 o'clock today to buy pet food.
I scheduled your event for today from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. The event is called Buy Pet Food.
If you would like to take an item to full screen, just click on that particular tile and then it will launch that item to full screen. When you're using navigation through Apple CarPlay, you have your choice of Apple Maps, Google Maps, and Waze. You can select those maps through the apps on your screen or by voice command. Hey Siri, get directions to Target in the Woodlands, Texas using Waze.
I don't see an app called Waze.
If you haven't loaded the app onto your device, or if it's offloaded to the cloud because you haven't used it in a while, Siri will let you know. If you're driving, go ahead and use another app for that particular trip. Hey Siri, get directions to Target in the Woodlands, Texas using Google Maps.
Here's what I found.
Just click on the item that you'd like,
Directions to Target using Google Maps.
and then she'll open it for you. If you don't designate either using Google Maps or using Waze, then Siri will default to the Apple Map system. To come quickly back to a recently used item, just click from the 3 tiles on the left-hand side. There are 3 ways to activate Siri. You can either say, "Hey Siri," and get Siri started. You can also activate Siri with either of the 2 icons in the bottom left corner. Just touch and hold, and then you'll see the Siri listening tone on screen. If you tap again, it's like clicking cancel. And the 3rd way to access Siri is with the talk button on the steering wheel. If your NX does not have a head-up display, you'll see the talk button on the left-hand side. For NX vehicles with a head-up display, just touch the controls on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. Click the change button to make sure that you are on the screen for phone and voice command. And then you can push and hold the talk button to access Siri. You'll notice that depending on the settings of your phone, you may or may not have listening tones. So just keep a lookout for either the microphone icon pop up in the head-up display or the Siri listening tone symbol on the screen. To send a text when you're in Apple CarPlay, just ask Siri, "Hey Siri, send a text to Sarah."
What do you want to say?
"Hey Sarah, I hope you're having a great day!" Exclamation point.
Your message to Sarah says, "Hey Sarah, I hope you're having a great day." Ready to send it?
Change it.
Okay, what should it say?
"Hey Sarah, I hope you're having a great day!" Exclamation point. "Looking forward to seeing you at lunch this weekend." Period.
Your message to Sarah says, "Hey Sarah, I hope you're having a great day. Looking forward to seeing you at lunch this weekend." Send it?
Add to it.
Okay, what should it say?
"I'll make sure to bring some flowers for the party." Period.
Your message to Sarah says, "Hey Sarah, I hope you're having a great day. Looking forward to seeing you at lunch this weekend. I'll make sure to bring some flowers for the party." Send it?
Yes. Notice that you can review your message, change your message, or send your message right on screen. When you receive a message, you can just click on the pop-up.
Sarah said awesome. Thank you. Can't wait. Would you like to reply?
No.
Okay.
Or you can ask Siri to read it for you. Here's how. "Hey Siri, read my last text from Sarah."
You have recent messages from Sarah. Sarah said I'll bring the gift. Would you like to reply?
Reply, "That's awesome. Thanks so much. See you then."
Your reply says, "That's awesome. Thanks so much. See you then." Send it?
Yes.
Done.
You can make a phone call in the exact same way. "Hey Siri, call Sarah."
Did you mean Sarah? Mobile.
Yes.
Calling Sarah. Mobile.
If a contact has multiple types of phone numbers, you can even be more specific. You can ask for them to call that person cell, work, home, you name it. The more specific you are, the more efficient it is to place your call or send a message. For a profile that has a device with Android Auto linked, you can launch Android Auto by clicking on the shortcut icon on the top left corner. You can just click to open, or you can always launch Android Auto just by talking to Google. "Okay, Google, get directions to Target in the Woodlands, Texas." As a general overview for Android Auto, notice once again the menu bar is on the left-hand side. So your home screen button is at the top. All of your compatible Android Auto apps will appear on screen. You can customize your apps by clicking Customize, and then it will automatically open the app launcher on your Android phone. You can choose to remove an item from the Android Auto view on your vehicle, or you can reorder the apps. Just touch and hold and drag and drop to get them in the order you like. You won't see this information change immediately on the vehicle screen, but it will refresh on the next connection. Just below the Android Auto home screen shortcut, you'll see a shortcut for recently opened apps. This item will change each time you open and close an app. You have a shortcut for entertainment or audio apps. Clicking on the music note will pull up suggested media apps from your device. Whether it's news, podcasts, or music, just click on the music note and it will load media for you to choose from. You can either click on the item that you would like to open or launch by voice command. Okay, Google, launch podcasts.
Okay, I have 2 podcast episodes that are ready to go.
Clicking on the bell will show current notifications. If you aren't using the OK Google to launch voice commands, click on the microphone on the left-hand side. So when you're using voice command with Android Auto, make sure to wait for the listening tones so that your assistant is able to hear you more clearly. OK Google, how's the weather today?
Today in spring, it'll be sunny, with a forecasted high of 75 and a low of 46. Right now it's 71 degrees and sunny.
You can send text messages and make phone calls with your mobile assistant as well. Okay, Google, send a text to Chris.
Chris, sure. What's the message?
Hope you're having a great day.
Sending your message saying hope you're having a great day.
So you can either tap to have the message read aloud or ask Google. Okay, Google, read my messages.
You've got a new text from Chris. Thanks so much. Do you want to reply?
Yes.
Okay, what's the message?
You bet. Period. Looking forward to seeing you at the party this weekend. Period.
I got. You bet. Looking forward to seeing you at the party this weekend. Do you want to send it or change it?
Send it.
Okay, it's sent.
Making phone calls is just as easy. Okay, Google, call Chris.
Calling Chris.
You can always launch just by talking to Google. Okay, Google, give directions to Target in the Woodlands, Texas. You can click on the number to call, click on the destination information for more details, open audio controls if you would like to mute your audio, select traffic alerts only, or unmute the audio. You can open additional settings to customize things like whether or not traffic flow is showing on screen. Would you like to be in satellite view or not? It will also show you what you've selected for the guidance audio, if it's muted or unmuted. And you can come to route options if you would like your route to avoid highways, toll roads, or ferries. If you click on About, you're going to get more information about the version that you have on your device that's mirroring to the vehicle. Just click the X to close. If you'd like to choose an alternate route, you'll have 3 selections, and you can make an additional search along your route for primary points of interest. You could even do that by voice command if you'd like. Clicking on the pin will bring you back to the information screen for the destination that you've selected. You can zoom in or out with the plus and minus on the right-hand side of the screen. You can also pinch or pull. You can turn the map, and then to recenter, just click on the bullseye on the right-hand side in blue. By clicking on the compass, you can change the orientation of your map, either north up or direction up, meaning the direction that you're facing will be at the top of the map and the map will turn with you. Recent or common locations will pop up on the Google Map screen on the left-hand side. You can just quickly tap to select if you would like to get guidance to that particular location. Okay, Google, cancel my route. To come back to Lexus interface, click on the home screen button and then just click Lexus. And you'll be right back in the Lexus interface system with your Lexus menu on the left-hand side. On vehicles that do not have an active trial or active paid subscription for Drive Connect, you'll see a cityscape image and a message about accessing the subscription for navigation. The navigation system is now a cloud-based system, and it's part of Drive Connect. Beginning in 2022, all Lexus NX models are compatible for Drive Connect, which really means they're all compatible for cloud-based navigation, destination assist, and the intelligent assistant. To start a new destination, just do it by voice command. Hey Lexus, get directions to 9600 Grogan's Mill, The Woodlands, Texas.
I found 9600 Grogan's Mill Road. Would you like to go now?
Yes.
Calculating route to 9600 Grogan's Mill Road. Proceed to the highlighted route.
From the Lexus Drive Connect navigation screen, if you're using Bluetooth for your phone connection, you can share the destination or call from this screen. You can also remove this item from your favorites list or add it to your favorites list if you haven't already. Clicking on the right-facing arrow for directions, you'll get a turn-by-turn list to your destination.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
Once you're on your route, you'll have the ability to click the red circle with the X to end your trip. Add a stop, you can either click on the Add Stop microphone icon, or you can just ask Lexus, hey Lexus, I need to find a gas station on the way to Starbucks.
I found 15 results near Starbucks. The first is Walmart fuel station at Spring, TX. Would you like to go to that one?
We can say yes to her suggestion or choose from the list. So then we can scroll through the list and choose our preferred gas station. Now I could have been very specific and said, hey Lexus, I need to find a, and then give a specific gas station name and have it look for that gas station along my route. Pretty handy. And share your ETA as long as you have a device connected to Bluetooth. And in our case, we've selected to have our phone connected for Apple CarPlay. So just so you know, there are some features where you'll need to determine whether or not you prefer to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, or you would rather just connect for Bluetooth. And you don't have to disconnect anything in any permanent kind of way. You would just come to Settings, come to Bluetooth and Devices, touch the device, and rather than having Apple CarPlay turned on, you can select to have Bluetooth enabled. And that just means you need to tell the car, yes, I realize I'm not going to be enabling Apple CarPlay at this time. Click Continue, and now our phone is connected for Bluetooth. When we do that, you'll notice that the Apple CarPlay icon in our Lexus interface menu has been hidden temporarily. If we come back to our navigation information and we open that drop-down menu, if you get this message, that just means you need to turn notifications on in the Bluetooth settings on your phone. Open Settings, come to Bluetooth. Where you see Lexus NX connected, Click the I for the information menu, and then turn on Show Notifications. This is also the feature that allows you to have text messaging via Bluetooth in your Lexus. Now, if you choose to share your ETA, you've set up everything that you need to select your contact and click Share. You'll also have the ability to click on Show Alternate Routes, and then you can take a look at the map on the right-hand side. When you make a different route selection, it will change to the blue highlight, and that will be your new active route. Just select again if you prefer to go back to the original default selection. Because the new Lexus interface system uses Google Points of Interest, scroll down to confirm that the business is open, get pricing information, and an average rating. Once you've set up your home or work or a favorite in your Lexus app, you'll be able to use the intelligent assistant to launch that destination in the vehicle. Hey Lexus, get directions to home.
I found 9600 Grogan's Mill Road. Would you like to go now?
Yes.
Calculating route.
Hey Lexus, show me my favorite destinations. So my favorites list is going to populate on the left-hand side of the screen. I can just click and then click Go Now or Start to Drive.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
Hey Lexus, cancel route.
Canceling trip.
You can also search for addresses and other points of interest by typing with the on-screen keyboard. Click on the keyboard icon and then begin to type your search. Suggestions will appear across the top under the search bar. Just click on the destination to start the guidance. Keep in mind that not all features are accessible with on-screen typed commands while the vehicle is in motion. You'll also notice that favorites are marked with a heart right on your map. Looking on the right-hand side of the screen, we have some additional settings below the clock. We have our compass that allows us to switch from 2D to north-facing or 3D view, and you can even adjust the tilt angle with 2 fingers. You can zoom in and out, or just pinch and pull apart your fingers right on screen. You can even make adjustments to the map view by voice while you drive with the intelligent assistant that's part of your Drive Connect bundle. Hey Lexus, zoom out on the map.
Okay, zooming out.
Clicking on the additional menu on the right-hand side, you can call Destination Assist or quickly jump to Navigation Settings. From here, we can customize map details. Do we want the speed limit to show, our traffic incidents, free-flowing traffic information, showing whether the traffic is moving quickly, slowly, or bumper to bumper? You can show your home and work address that you've saved, and even show favorites on screen, even nearby parking if that's a feature that you need in your area. Coming to route options, and this is where you can turn on or off important route preferences, like do you want the vehicle to avoid tolls, highways, ferries, seasonal roads, or border crossings. Predictive Efficient Drive comes on the hybrid NX models, and when you take a look at the details in the owner's manual for this feature, you'll see that it operates in the mainland US. The system is also on by default since the focus is about achieving the best fuel economy possible, and it does that by using the current driving circumstances, so where the vehicle is located at the time, the route that you're putting in, and current traffic information. You can click Settings to go back or just click on the navigation arrow on the top left corner to come back to your Drive Connect cloud-based nav system. If you'd like to mute the navigation audio, just click on the speaker icon on the lower right-hand corner. Click again to unmute. You can click End to cancel navigation, or just tell Lexus, "Hey Lexus, cancel route."
Canceling trip.
Let's take a look at the audio system. When you click on the music note icon to open the audio screen, if it says Enable Audio, don't panic. It just means that the audio is turned off. Go ahead and push the power and volume dial, and you'll turn on your audio screen. Our menu, of course, is stacked on the left-hand side, and then our main screen operation on the right-hand side will show whatever items apply to the menu item that's selected. So right now we've got favorites open and we're seeing favorite tiles on the right-hand side. We also see a bar across the bottom that shows whatever station is actively selected and playing. To go back, just click on the Go Back Radio blue button on the top left corner. We can select a favorite by clicking on the tile. You can tune to a station in a variety of different ways. You can click Tune and then select your source, FM, AM, or SiriusXM. Once you choose your source, if you know the station number, you would just type in that station and click Tune to Station. To favorite a station, click the heart, turn it red, and it's added to your favorites list. So you will see it pop up in your list on the left-hand side. If you've already favorited the station, you'll see a red heart on the top right corner. To deselect, just click the heart, and it will turn that feature off. When you save a new favorite, by default, it's going to pop up at the top of your list. Now notice that on the left-hand side, when you have your favorites in list view, you can click Edit, then you can eliminate favorites by clicking on the minus symbol. Then you can click Done Editing. Now, an item that you can also edit, but you don't have to go into edit mode, is you can rearrange your favorites. So all you have to do is grab the handlebars, the little 3 bars on the right-hand side, and then you can move the favorites around in whatever order you prefer. And the way that's really going to make a difference is if you come back to your radio main screen and you look at your favorite tiles on the right-hand side. Now they're in the order that you just put them in. You aren't able to touch and hold a tile and move it from this screen, so just be aware of that. You do need to open a station, then be in list view for favorites on the left-hand side. Are you ready for some next level voice commands? Hey Lexus, show me my radio favorites.
Showing radio favorites.
And there they are. You can save up to 20 radio favorites in any combination of AM, FM, and SiriusXM. Once you've reached the maximum of 20 favorites, you'll see this message pop up on screen letting you know that you would need to delete a favorite before adding a new one. Now, if you don't know the numbers of the station that you would like to select or save, just come to your radio source, FM, AM, or SiriusXM. You'll see genres listed on the left-hand side, recently played stations across the top. But if you're in an area especially that you're not familiar with, you'll have every single available station that you can just scroll through. Just click to play and click the heart to favorite. If you come back to your FM radio view and you want to sort by genre, just select the genre and then you'll see stations that play that particular type of music. If we come to AM radio, it operates in the same way. Genres on the left, recently played across the top, and then tiles for every available station in your area. You can also scan when you have the main screen open just by clicking Scan, and then it's going to search through next available signals. It'll hold each signal for a short period of time, and then it will move on to the next signal. When it lands on content that you like, just touch Scan again to stop scanning. Coming to SiriusXM, and it's a little different. Your menu on the left-hand side has broad genres: music, sports, news, and talk. When you select one of those genres, then you can drill down even more to specific content within that genre. So pop, rock, etc. So if we pick one of those genres, then we can see all of the available stations for that particular genre. Selecting to go back, if we scroll down, we can open the All Channels list. This is going to show you every available channel based on your subscription. Scroll through the possible channels. Click to select the item that you want. When you open a SiriusXM channel, it's going to give you two other really cool features that you have access to. You can click Related to see other channel suggestions that have similar content that you might enjoy. You can also select Notify Me, and that's going to allow you to be notified if the artist that's playing is playing on another channel, or if this song is playing, and then the system will give you a pop-up notification and you can go directly to that content. You can also manage notifications that you've set up before. So you can turn things on or off. You can come to sports, and then you can choose to get notified at the start of a game if you have a favorite team that you like to follow. Just click Edit and then scroll down until you see your team. Click the check mark and then say OK. And then you'll be notified. So notice that we've left our SiriusXM audio content and we are now in sound and media settings. If you click Go Back, you'll be going back to the main settings screen. So if you are clicking to go back and you've come to settings menus rather than the content you were looking at previously, just click on the icon for the menu item that you want to open and come right back and click to open the item that you choose. Scrolling to the bottom, the last item in the SiriusXM menu is listening history. If you happen to listen to something that you liked previously and you didn't favorite it, as long as it was pretty recent, you can come back to your listening history and scroll through and then just click on the item to reopen it. Selecting to go back again, and you're on your radio home screen. There are two ways to locate the radio ID for your SiriusXM subscription. You can select Tune, SiriusXM, and type in Channel 0, and you'll see your radio ID information on screen above the keypad. Or come to Settings, Sound and Media, SiriusXM, Help and Support. From this screen, you have the 1-800 number for the SiriusXM Customer Care Center, your radio ID, and the version on your vehicle. With satellite radio, you need to have a signal in order to have a particular channel open. So make sure you're in an area with a clear view of the sky so that your antenna can receive the signal. We can tune by voice command. Just ask Lexus, "Hey Lexus, I want to listen to 99.1 FM.
Tuning to 99.1 FM.
If you're changing from one source to another, so right now we are listening to satellite radio. If I want to change channels within satellite radio, I can just give a command without saying SiriusXM or satellite radio. But if I want to change from satellite to FM, for example, I do want to identify that I'm changing to FM. Hey Lexus, tune to 101.1 FM.
Tuning to 101.1 FM.
It's just a more reliable way to use the voice command system to tune to your stations. There is one more way to tune to a station. Once you have a station open on the large screen on the right-hand side, with the channel plus or minus button at the center of the bottom of the screen. Just click the plus or minus to move up or down the dial. This is a great way to access the HD multicasting stations if you're not as familiar with how to call those out for a voice command. But you can voice command those stations. Hey Lexus, tune to 99.1 HD2.
Tuning to 99.1 FM HD2.
Another item to note on the radio home screen is the source button. Now, the source menu has changed quite a bit from our previous audio systems. If you're looking for AM, FM, or SiriusXM, all of that content is under the radio source, and that's what we were looking at previously. But if you would like to listen to music or content from your phone or the available streaming services, Apple Music or Amazon Music, you would come to your source and then launch them here. The music on your phone will be managed in your actual device rather than on the car itself. To come back to your sources, just click Source. And then for streaming services like Apple Music or Amazon Music, you do need to subscribe to those services and you need to set up the Wi-Fi hotspot on your Lexus so that you can stream that content. You set up and link those services through your account in your Lexus app. From the home screen on your Lexus account, click on the person icon for your account, then click the account button to open, and we're looking for linked accounts. This is where you would link your services if you are subscribed to Apple Music and Amazon Music, and you would prefer to stream through your Wi-Fi hotspot rather than using those apps through Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. It's just a matter of preference. Coming to our phone icon in the Lexus interface menu, you'll see a shortcut to your connected device's phone system. Just click and then you'll launch either your phone in Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, depending on what kind of device you have. If you have saved favorites from your contact list, they'll appear here. You have access to recent calls, your contacts, a keypad, and even voicemail. If you are not using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you would be using Bluetooth to operate your phone. From this screen, you can select devices and toggle through your devices. You can shortcut to the Manage Devices settings menu at the top right-hand corner. Another way to get to that settings menu is by clicking Settings, coming to Bluetooth and Devices, select your device, and then you can turn off the connection for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, depending on your device. And then you can select for the Bluetooth connection to have permission to operate the phone. Once you toggle to allow the phone to connect Bluetooth, just click Connect to refresh that connection. When Apple CarPlay or Android Auto are on, Bluetooth is turned off. So in order to turn Bluetooth on for the phone or media, you have to turn Apple CarPlay or Android Auto off. It's just one or the other. Nice and easy. Click on the phone again, and now you'll see the Bluetooth connected phone menu. So it's very similar to what we saw in Apple CarPlay or Android Auto phone settings, but the layout is a little bit different. We've got our menu, of course, on the left-hand side. We have favorites if you have favorited items, contacts, recent calls, so our call history, a keypad, and messages if you have allowed texting via Bluetooth in your device. So right now it says there are no messages currently synced. Messages come in with each drive cycle. If you're using an iPhone, make sure that you've given permission for Bluetooth texting in your iPhone settings. Here's how. Coming to device settings on this screen will not give you the connection that you need for texting. You need to make that change in your phone settings. You'll come to Settings, open Bluetooth, where it says Lexus NX Connected. Click on the information menu. Make sure that Show Notifications is turned on. Then come back to Messages and click Yes once you've completed the setup. If you still don't see messages, it just means you haven't received any messages for this drive cycle. Hey Lexus, read my last text.
Message from Melissa O'Connell. Hi there. Would you like to reply?
Yes.
What do you want your message to say?
How's it going? Question mark.
Your message says, how's it going? Would you like to send this?
Yes. So you can also cancel or send from the screen. When the vehicle is stopped, you have a lot more that you can see and interact with. And you do still have capabilities through the Lexus interface system to give voice commands for texting. But if you do a lot of texting by voice in the vehicle, I recommend Apple CarPlay or Android Auto just for more efficiency. And you're able to see your message history right on screen. It's not cleared for each drive cycle. Let me show you what I mean. If we come back to messages, you'll see that I have the text thread history for 2 conversations. Both of those conversations have happened on this drive cycle. If I turn the vehicle off and back on, remember that we had turned off Apple CarPlay. The vehicle's remembered that preference. If I come to my phone and select messages, there are no messages to display because it's cleared it for this new drive cycle. And that's where it's very different if you are using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So switching back to Apple CarPlay, turning our Bluetooth off for the phone, we have our Apple CarPlay shortcut back up at the top. Android Auto would operate the same way if you have an Android phone like our other profile. Clicking on that shortcut and opening messages, and I'm able to see a few pages of conversations from my phone right on screen. When your phone is connected to the vehicle and you receive a call on the system, there are a couple of different ways that you can answer that call. You can use the pop-up on screen. So to me, I'm not very tall and I really don't want to reach all the way over to the far right-hand corner of my gigantic, amazing screen. So I would rather answer with the buttons on the steering wheel. Telephone button if you don't have a head-up display, or you'll use the left side arrows if you do have a head-up display. The up arrow will answer the call and the down arrow will decline or end the call. So if we answer the call, then we can hang up with the down arrow. When you press the telephone button on the steering wheel, it will open the phone screen for your connected device. It might also default you to your favorite screen. Make sure to set favorites for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto in your phone favorites on your device, and they will mirror over to your vehicle screen. And vehicle information. When you open the vehicle information menu, if it opens to an item in full screen mode, like this opened to our energy flow monitor, that's because the last time I was in vehicle information, I had the energy flow monitor open. So there are certain screens in vehicle information that will remain open even if you've left vehicle information. Just in case it's something that you like to go back to regularly, it just makes it a little bit easier to get to. But if it's not what you wanted to see, don't worry. You'll always know that there's more to view when you see the main menu item in blue on the left with the left-facing arrow. So right now we are in vehicle information and we are on the energy flow screen. If I click vehicle, then I come back to the main vehicle information menu and I have all of these other things I can check out. When it's gray at the top, that means you can't go back any farther. You are at the beginning of that menu item. For vehicles with the optional power folding second row seats, the very first item on your vehicle information menu will be seat controls. You're able to operate the power folding second row seats right on screen. You can select a specific seat or all seats down or up. Perfect for curbside pickups. Driving assist information. Depending on the equipment on your vehicle, you'll have different driving assist features that you can turn on or off here. Just click to turn an item off. If it's black and white, it's off. If it's highlighted in blue, it's on. Let's have a quick overview of each item. Lane departure alert is going to alert you either with a vibration or a series of beeps if you start to leave the lane without having your blinker on. The system is a little bit different than what we've had before. And the first level of notification is this departure alert. As you're driving, if you start to veer out of the lane, you'll get a little bit of a correction. And then if you continue to correct and drive within the lane, you're done, you're good, you won't get any other warnings. But if you continue to move toward that lane without having your blinker on, then you'll get an alert and it's going to either vibrate the steering wheel or beep at you. Safe exit assist is something that we covered in part 1 using the new digital latch system. Your blind spot monitor sensors, these items kind of work hand in hand. Intuitive Park Assist uses the sensors located across the front and rear of the vehicle to let you know if you're getting too close to something. And your rear cross traffic alert system detects if a vehicle is crossing at the rear and it's going to beep and alert you. The parking support brake is going to be the next level of support after you've received an alert. So if your parking assist or rear cross traffic alert is beeping at you and you don't slow substantially down or come to a complete stop, parking support brake will apply the brakes for you. Rear camera detection is using the backup camera and sensors to look for pedestrians crossing at the rear of the vehicle. Your blind spot monitor is what lights up in your side view mirrors if someone is driving in your blind spot. And then Road Sign Assist uses the front-facing cameras to look for road signs like stop, yield, right of way, and of course, speed limit signs. Pushing to go back. Coming to trip information, we can see fuel economy and trip information, current, and history. You can also clear the data and click to update if you need to refresh the screen. Clicking vehicle to go back. Hybrids will have the energy flow monitor. Make sure to check out the short hybrid section at the end of this video if you have an NX hybrid. For all-wheel drive vehicles, you'll be able to see the power split as you drive, tire pressure. Remember that this tire pressure information used to appear in the multi-information display. So if you're accustomed to that being there, this could be something you'll need to get used to remembering how to access. So you would just click vehicle and tire pressure, or you can always locate it in your Lexus app. Scrolling down for vehicle alerts. This is going to be for service-related alerts. Let's come down to settings. At the top on the left, you'll see the name of the profile that's connected, or you'll see guest if the profile has never been set up or isn't actively connected. On the right-hand side, you'll see saved profiles. You'll have an indicator for which profile is actively connected. You can click edit to remove a profile by clicking on the minus symbol. You can refresh the system to look for other detected profiles. If a profile is detected, you can select that profile and then enter the PIN to establish a connection. This is also where we go through the steps to manually set up or add an additional profile, and you can sign out to guest mode. Coming to personal info, this is where you link your key. So you select the key that you want to be your key and you link it to your driver profile. You can also reset the system settings on this screen and delete a driver. Coming to Bluetooth and devices, this is your device management screen. So all of the connected devices are on the left-hand side of the screen. If you click on a particular device, then you can make customizations for how to use that device. Do you want to use it via Bluetooth or Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, depending on the phone? You can also disconnect a device or forget a device. You can also add a new phone just to Bluetooth or connect it to your driver profile right on this screen. Just click Add Another Device and follow the prompts. Make sure to open the Bluetooth settings on your phone to complete the pairing. Coming back to settings, and opening general settings. Our menu on the left, and then each menu item will open additional settings on the right-hand side. Under accessibility, you can turn off the screen beep. You can adjust the sensitivity. If you make it more sensitive, then it's actually easier to operate in the winter if you're wearing gloves. So that's kind of a good tip depending on where you live. Our date and time, we did cover this in our Tech Tip Tuesday for clock settings, but it's really simple. If you have Drive Connect, the best thing to do is turn on Set Date and Time by GPS. You can also choose to have a 24-hour clock or a 12-hour clock, whatever your preference may be. You can adjust your clock on your own through the time zone settings. Just make your selection. Also for daylight saving time, once you've made your selection, you want to turn on Set Time automatically. What that's doing is using the selections you've made, it will automatically adjust. And again, these settings will vary depending on whether or not you have a Drive Connect subscription. Coming to keyboard, you can clear your keyboard search history. For language and units, you can choose for your display language to be English, Spanish, or French. You can set measurements based on your region. If you turn that off, then you can make customizations based on your preference for fuel consumption information and how you would like your tire pressure to be displayed. Clicking settings to come back, and coming to notifications. You can turn off or on the notification about software updates. With vehicle suggestions, you can select to have whether they're on, off, or to only appear when the vehicle is stopped. You can choose to have the voice from the Drive Connect navigation be off or on while you're making a phone call. Scrolling down, you can choose to turn on or off turn-by-turn instructions, traffic alerts, state border guidance, unverified road announcement, and high occupancy lanes. Keep in mind that these settings apply to the Drive Connect cloud-based navigation and not Apple CarPlay or Android Auto navigation apps. This is what the general settings menu contains on vehicles without a Drive Connect subscription. Coming to Wi-Fi, you'll see two separate sections in Wi-Fi. You can turn on the hotspot, which will allow you to set up a Wi-Fi hotspot account through AT&T. You can customize the password, make a security selection if required. Coming to Wi-Fi, and it will tell you that Wi-Fi can only be used while the hotspot and wireless Apple CarPlay are turned off. So if those features are on, click Continue, you'll see that Apple CarPlay has turned off, and then the vehicle is able to locate nearby available networks. This is where you will come if your vehicle has an over-the-air update that requires a Wi-Fi connection. Otherwise, you can leave that feature turned off, and then you can reconnect for Apple CarPlay. Come to Settings, Bluetooth and Devices, select your phone, and then just choose to connect. And then the system will refresh that handshake for Apple CarPlay that you've had for your phone previously. Coming back to Settings and Display. If you choose to turn the display off, you are going to want to have a soft, lint-free cloth on hand, because this is what actually happened. Oh, that's ugly looking. It might make you a little obsessed with removing fingerprints. So this is kind of a nice thing to do if you're driving at night. Maybe you have a passenger asleep in the vehicle. You can turn your screen off. If you want to turn it back on, just touch the screen, touch again, and you'll come back to your display. But instead of turning everything off, you could go to nighttime mode all the time. So you can choose night mode, light mode. You can let it change automatically so that it will go to night mode at night or day mode during the day. You can also adjust the brightness and contrast pretty much just like you can with your smartphone. Coming to camera, and we can adjust the brightness and contrast for our camera view. Clicking Settings to go back, and opening Sound and Media. You can choose to have the auto sound levelizer turned on. That's going to adjust your volume automatically based on your driving speed. And it's pretty subtle, but it's a really nice feature to leave turned on if you'd like. When your phone is connected for Bluetooth, rather than Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can adjust the volume for your ringtone, a new message, and your received volume. This is also where you would adjust the Lexus interface voice, so the system voice. You can turn her up or down. You can even turn her all the way off if you need to. The volume for driving assist can also be adjusted, and you can toggle surround sound off or on. Coming to sound tuning, you can make adjustments for your treble, mid-range, and bass, and you can adjust the balance and fade for your speaker placement. If you make an adjustment that you'd like to quickly undo, just click Recenter. Coming to media, you can choose what your default media source is. Search for music by voice. You can choose to have display cover art on or off. Coming to radio, you can choose to have the information display for FM stations and to have HD stations turned on or off for FM or AM if you want to receive the signal for additional digital radio stations or not. You can clear your radio station history. You can also turn on or off this enhanced metadata artwork. That means it's going to bring in up-to-date artwork through Grace Notes if it's available. If this feature is turned off, your station list is not going to be auto-generated, so just be aware of that. The vehicle has a capability of enabling hybrid radio. That means it's going to switch to streaming radio automatically if the actual radio signal is weak. Now, this is going to be using your cellular data because it's streaming content, so this is going to be off by default. Coming back to SiriusXM, your account information will show at the top whether it's an active account or not. You can choose to receive notifications and block explicit content. A really cool feature that SiriusXM has is called Tune Start. When this feature is turned on and you change from one channel to another, it allows the music to begin at the beginning of a song. You can clear your listening history right at the bottom of the screen. If you come to sports notifications, this is what we saw earlier, where you can choose a team if you would like to be notified at the start of a game. If you've customized a setting to be notified about a particular artist or song playing on satellite radio, you would need to have this feature turned on. And back to our help and support screen for SiriusXM's contact information, your radio ID in case they need it. Clicking to go back and go back again. Coming down for navigation settings. We've reviewed these settings in the navigation section of this video. Make sure to check it out if you missed it. If you need to recalibrate the map, you can do so here. Predictive Efficient Drive comes on the NX hybrid models. It uses the driving circumstances, a route that you have in the system, traffic information, and things like that to determine the most efficient route for the best fuel economy possible. Clicking to go back and come to Vehicle Customize. This is where you can customize your head-up display. So in part 1, we went through how to use the head-up display and all of the buttons on the steering wheel that operate it. And this is where we can make customizations. So we can turn it off or on. We can adjust the brightness, and we can choose our display layout. Most people prefer the full view that does include the compass on the right-hand side, or the standard view that hides the compass and moves the driving assist information to its spot, or minimal information that's going to hide those additional features like driving assist and the gear position. OK to clear, and you can raise, lower, and even adjust the tilt angle of the head-up display right on this screen. Selecting meter, and you can customize your meter type, 1, 2, or 3. There are a variety of different instrument cluster layouts depending on the package and build of your NX. Here's an example for an NX 350 with the premium package and no head-up display. When we toggle through the meter type selections, you'll have Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3. For your tachometer, you can choose to have it switch automatically. With this selection, it will switch automatically based on drive mode. Choose the tach or the hybrid vehicle meter. If you don't have a hybrid, your settings will vary. Pushing OK, and this is another place where you can toggle through all of the items available on your multi-information display if you're not using the arrows on your steering wheel to make that selection. You can turn off or on the electric vehicle mode indicator on the hybrid vehicles. Coming to the light settings, you can adjust the auto on sensitivity for your headlights. That means you can allow the headlights to come on. You can adjust the sensitivity for the auto on feature for your low beam headlights. Coming to brighter is going to make them the most sensitive. So it won't take quite so long in the evening for your headlights to turn on automatically. You can also customize the auto off timer for the headlights. That means when you exit the vehicle and lock the car, how long would you like the headlights to remain on? 30, 60, or 90 seconds, or you can turn the feature off. You can allow the daytime running lights to be on or off. For safety, we recommend that you leave your daytime running lights on. When you do make the selection to turn the headlights off, they will only remain off while the low beam headlights are off. Taking a look at the reflection in the window. Right now, we are in auto mode. We have daytime running lights set to off. If we trigger our headlights to come on automatically, your daytime running lights will also turn on. The exterior lights auto off timer is for additional exterior lighting like your puddle or welcome lights. Once you turn the vehicle off and lock the car, how long would you like those to stay on? 30, 15, or 7.5 seconds. Or you can turn the feature off. The same is true for the interior lights. Coming to illumination, if your vehicle comes with the customized ambient lighting, you'll see themes selectable right at the top. There are a variety of different pre-selected themes, or you can choose custom, click OK, and then click to open the color palette. Then you're able to move the color around, land on what you like, push OK, and you'll see the ambient lighting change. You can customize the brightness and have it affect all zones, or you can choose to adjust different zones independently of one another. Coming to door control, you can customize the automatic unlocking either by shift to park, by opening the driver's door, or you can turn that feature off. And then when you shift out of gear and into park, the vehicle will remain locked until you open a door or you unlock the doors. If you drive by yourself a lot, this is a great additional safety feature to customize. Either select by driver door or off. There's also an automatic door locking feature, and that will happen either by speed or by shifting from park, meaning when you shift into gear, the doors will lock automatically. When you turn off the auto lock feature by shifting from park into gear, then it's going to automatically lock when you get to about 3 miles per hour. You can turn on or off the ability to have your key fob unlock the whole vehicle on the second press. So when you press the unlock button twice, it will unlock the entire car. You can also choose to allow the vehicle to be locked when a door is opened. Open the back door, and then you'll lock your vehicle with the lock button in the door handle. You're not able to use the Smart Access locking indentation on the outside of the door handle or the electronic lock button on your key fob. You do need to press the button in the door handle to lock the car. You'll see the green light turn on. Then just close the door. It's a great way to keep the passenger interior area secure while you've got access to the cargo area. It's awesome for beach camping, and we could call this tailgate mode. You can also customize the unlock feature through Smart Access. So when you put your hand in the driver's door handle to unlock, would you like it to unlock the driver's door only or all of the doors? Just choose your preference and click OK to save. Under Key Settings, you'll see that there is an auto relock timer. It's really important to note this is not an auto locking feature. If you don't lock the car, it's not going to lock automatically. The auto relock timer means that you have used the key, so you've clicked the unlock button on the key fob, and then you didn't open a door. Maybe you forgot something and then you had to come back to your car. It will automatically relock if a door has not been opened after either 30, 60, or 120 seconds, or you can turn that feature off so that once you unlock from the key fob, it would not relock even if you didn't open a door. So just for precaution, it's on by default to relock after 60 seconds. You can turn on or off the feedback lights when you're using the key, and you can adjust the volume of the feedback tone. You can make customizations to the power back door. You can turn it off or on. You can turn on or off the hands-free mode, which is the kick sensor, and you can adjust the volume level of the buzzer from a soft, normal, or loud volume. You can also adjust the opening position from inside the vehicle. There are 5 different levels, or just follow the steps to customize the height opening like I showed you in part 1. I prefer to adjust this setting at the back door so I have a clear visual about what this height actually represents rather than picking 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. But that's just me. You do whatever works best for you. Coming to boarding and exit. You can adjust the amount of slide that the seat has, either full, partial, or off. If, like me, you're not super tall, you might want to choose partial. Then the seat won't move back quite so far, so it makes it easier to reach to apply the brake when you're ready to start the vehicle up next time. If you are tall, you're going to want to select full for the seat slide. But keep in mind, if you have already saved your driver position and the seat is pretty far back, there might not be any additional slide available, so it won't move. So just be aware of that. You can also have the steering column tilt, telescope away, or my favorite, tilt and telescope. So it will tuck up and away when you turn off the vehicle, or you can turn that feature off if you don't want the steering wheel to move when you exit the car. Keep in mind that these features are dependent on having driver position memory on your vehicle, as well as the power-operated steering wheel. Coming to tire pressure, you can register up to 2 sets of tires. If you have a seasonal tire change required in your area, you would go through the process of new tire registration and just follow the prompts on screen to save that information. If you've had a tire rotation, a similar procedure is followed, and your technician at your Lexus dealer should take care of that for you. If you have a vehicle with a head-up display, you can customize the layout and the information that the multitasking touch-sensitive arrows operate on the left and right side of your steering wheel. Just choose the side and then choose from the available options, either audio, climate, or a customized layout. You would choose add, and then you can choose any of the available items. So depending on what you want to operate, just pick. The default for the left-hand side is audio related. So it's going to be audio, voice command, phone, things like that. If we come to the right side, our display controls are our default, but you can also customize the right-hand side, and then it will allow you to set up shortcuts for things like on off for the head-up display, the mode, the position, even the camera view. So there's all kinds of cool things that you can do if you prefer. Otherwise, just leave it on the default settings, especially in the beginning when you're trying to kind of get used to everything. If you come to options, in the winter, if you drive with gloves, turn on winter gloves mode, and that will make the touch sensitive arrows on the steering wheel even more sensitive so that you can operate them even with gloves on. But under normal driving conditions, when you're not wearing winter gloves, just leave that feature off. Coming back and opening climate, the front left and front right. If your seat climate is set to automatic, you can increase or decrease the sensitivity for the temperature setting. You can also adjust the steering wheel temperature operation time, so you can lengthen or shorten the amount of time the heated steering wheel will stay on before it times out. You can choose to have the AC mode, so the air conditioning compressor, come on with the auto feature or not. It's completely up to you. Coming to utility, this is where you can turn off or on the rear seat reminder in the vehicle. Remember that there are two places to turn it off in notifications in the app, and this is where you would turn off or on not only the pop-up that happens on your multi-information display, but the series of beeps that occur when you lock the vehicle if you have a rear seat reminder on screen. If you don't travel with children or small pets, you can go ahead and turn off the rear seat reminder if you prefer. ACC Customize, when the accessory customize mode is on, it means that the vehicle needs to be turned on to operate our accessories. When ACC Customize is turned off, it means that you are allowing the vehicle to operate certain accessories even though the car is off. So with this feature off, when you turn off the NX, the screen stays on, and even the radio stays on until you open the driver's door. When that feature is turned off, it also allows the vehicle to look for and start to communicate with your phone as you approach the vehicle and the phone is in proximity. You can select scheduled maintenance if you'd like to reset your maintenance data. And you can do the same for your oil maintenance. The reason we have two different selections for scheduled maintenance and oil maintenance is because you will typically service every 5,000 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first. Your vehicle will have an oil change usually every 10,000 miles. So we have a separate setting to track that. Coming back to settings and going to driving assist. Choosing driver support, you can customize the rate of acceleration for dynamic radar cruise control. Low, mid, or high. This customization will adjust the rate of acceleration after you have either canceled and then resumed cruise, or if the vehicle is slowing down to maintain your vehicle-to-vehicle distance, and then that distance clears and you're able to accelerate back up to your original set speed. If you would like it to resume to your selected cruising speed more slowly, choose low. If you would like it to resume more quickly, you'll choose either the mid-level setting or high. Start with the mid-level default setting to make sure that you're comfortable with the feature. You can turn on or off the guide message. You can also adjust the speed reduction level for curve speed reduction from low, medium, high, or you can even turn off curve speed reduction. You can customize your lane departure alert timing. You can leave it on the default setting, or you can make it more sensitive and have it alert you sooner by selecting earlier. You can customize your alert type from vibration or a series of beeps, and you can choose to have lane change assist off or on. Coming to collision mitigation, you can turn on or off the pre-collision system. If you turn it off, the next time you turn the vehicle on, the pre-collision system will also be turned back on. You can adjust your warning timing for the pre-collision system to have it warn you earlier or later than the default setting. You can turn on and off the front cross traffic alert and customize the timing for front cross traffic alert. So when it's looking for vehicles crossing at an intersection or in a parking lot, do you want it to stay at the default level of warning, or do you want it to come on sooner or later? This is where you would adjust your parking assist volume. The mid-level is the default setting, but you can choose to lower the volume or increase the volume. You can adjust the timing of your blind spot monitor warning. So the icon that lights up in your side mirrors. Do you want it to come on sooner, the default, or later? Most people prefer either earlier or the default. And you can change from bright to dim. With Safe Exit Assist, you can turn off or on the warning light that shows in the outside mirrors. You can also adjust the sensitivity for Safe Exit Assist, low, medium, or high. Coming to notifications in our driving assist menu, you can customize your road sign assist information. Your excess speed notification method can be visual only, visual and audible, or no notification if you prefer not to be notified if you've exceeded the posted speed. This item is called Other Notification Method. This is the notification for other signs, stop signs, yield signs, things like that. Do you want it to be a visual only notification, visual and audible, or no notification? If you are allowing excess speed notifications, make sure to come down to the excess speed notification level, because you can choose to be notified when you've exceeded the speed by 1, 3, or 5 miles per hour. You can choose whether or not the vehicle will pop up a notification, will pop up a suggestion for the driver to take a break. Clicking settings to go back. Coming to voice and search. You can choose to turn on or off the wake word for "Hey Lexus,"
What would you like to do?
and you can turn on and off the voice prompts. So rather than hearing her ask, "What would you like to do?" the system will respond with beeps instead. "Hey Lexus." Nice and easy. You can customize your preferred dealer information. Coming to info and security, you can either enable or remove digital keys from the system, and you can turn on a privacy lock. If you choose to set the privacy lock, you will create a privacy password It needs to be between 14 and 15 characters in length. Now, a system reset will remove all users, all personal data, and reset all settings to the factory default. So this is the new version of delete personal data that we have seen in the past. If you need to perform a system reset on a Lexus interface vehicle, you need to be signed in with the primary driver profile. If the primary driver profile is not active, system reset will not be available. If you're not able to sign in with the primary driver profile and you need to reset the system, go ahead and set up a new profile and override the primary profile that's in memory. Then you'll have access to the system reset process. And then select System Reset. Additional driver profiles do not have system reset access. Once your reset is complete on the vehicle, make sure to push and hold the power and volume button until the head unit does a soft reset. This will expedite returning to the welcome screen if you need to start the process over. A best practice, if you don't see the welcome screen come up quickly, is to push and hold the power and volume button a second time for an additional soft reset to refresh the DCM and head unit. And voila, we're back to the welcome screen. You can check for software updates, review the model information, review software update history, and licensing information. Coming to apps, keep in mind that the vehicle has app operation installed into the system already, making it compatible for things like streaming music with Apple Music and Amazon Music, and even the Lexus App Communications. If it becomes necessary to reinstall those apps, you would do that here. And this would be something that would appear as a pop-up notification from the vehicle letting you know that a new install or an updated install was required. Otherwise, you won't need to do this step. This operation will clear out data related to navigation and connected music apps. Confirm data connectivity before proceeding. And then you would choose Install if required. And come in to reauthorize your remote connect feature if you need to do so. And that's absolutely everything in our Lexus interface settings. Let's take a look at the climate control system. On the 14-inch display, this is the layout for climate control. On the 9.8-inch display, this is the layout for climate control. You have all the same functionality, things are just positioned a little bit differently. Let's go through the climate control system on the 14-inch display. We'll move from the bottom up. We have our front defogger and our rear window and side mirror defogger. Driver's temperature, passenger temperature, and sync. If the passenger's temperature has been adjusted, you can sync the temperatures either by clicking sync or just ask Lexus to do it for you. Hey Lexus, sync the temperature.
Turning on sync mode.
Super easy. You can choose to have auto turned on for your fan speed, turn the fan completely off, or adjust the fan by sliding on the fan icon or clicking plus or minus. You can choose to have recirculating air or outside air. You'll know that the air is recirculating when you click to select and you see the blue light above the icon. You can turn the AC compressor on or off depending on your climate control needs and the area where you live. Clicking on the airflow mode icon will allow you to toggle through the different airflow modes: feet and defrost, face only, or face and feet. Now, if you choose auto for the fan speed, it's also going to take over the airflow mode. Just be aware of that. Heat and ventilation. Heated seats are standard equipment on all NX models. The ventilated seats are optional. They all operate in the same way. The first time that you push one of the icons, either heat or fan, it's going to put the seat climate into an automatic mode. That's based on the temperature that you've selected for the cabin and the outside temperature where you're driving. If you would like to take over, just click on the item that you want and then adjust it accordingly. There are 3 levels of heat and 3 levels of fan. It is going to circulate the air-conditioned air in the cabin. So if you've turned that AC compressor off, you might want to turn it back on again if you'd like even cooler air moving through the seat ventilation system. When you notice the word climate in the center of the screen, that lets you know that you can turn on an additional climate menu. This vehicle has Climate Concierge. If you turn on Climate Concierge, it is like auto on steroids. It is going to adjust everything that it can automatically based on the temperature that you and or your passenger have selected. To turn Climate Concierge off, just click to toggle it off. S-Flow is like a smart flow system that will direct air only to occupied seats. That means the system can focus the air on the driver when there's only a driver in the vehicle or a driver and front passenger, and then air would not flow to the rear of the vehicle. If you typically drive with front and rear cabin passengers in the vehicle, leave S-Flow turned off. When S-Flow is off, the air is on in the front and the rear of the vehicle. When S-Flow is on, air will only be focused on occupied seats. Eco Heat and Cool will allow the system to cycle the AC compressor off sooner for better fuel economy. And the windshield wiper de-icer can be turned on or off as needed. When you open this additional climate menu screen, after a short time of not operating anything on screen, it will turn off automatically and take you back to your previous screen. This shortcut button will open up not only frequently used information, you can control certain comfort and convenience features. So max heat, max cool, or silence all of your audio. That's kind of like a do not disturb feature. You won't have navigation voice commands, music, or even phone calls. Just scroll to the right and you have controls for your head-up display, choosing to turn it off or on, and the view modes for full, standard, or minimal information. And right here are all of the safety features, the driving assist features that we saw in our settings. You can just select to turn things off or on. So it's a really quick and easy way to shortcut to a lot of controls on your new Lexus vehicle. There are a few different layouts for the backup camera on the NX. The 9.8-inch screen layout, the 14-inch screen layout without the panoramic view monitor, and the 14-inch display with the panoramic view monitor that adds the additional overhead view on the left-hand side of the screen. When you put the NX in reverse, you'll see the dynamic turn angle lines in yellow, letting you know your intended path. When the dynamic yellow lines line up with the blue lines, which are the straightaway lines, you know that your wheels are straight. So that's kind of a good tip when you're parking. The red line will show you when you're getting a little too close for comfort to that back bumper. And we have our settings menu bar on the left-hand side. So we can choose from view options, a wide angle view on the right-hand side, or a more direct view. And then you can customize the lines that you see on the screen. Now, this particular view hides the dynamic lines, so the yellow lines that move with you are hidden. You see the blue straightaway lines, including the center line dash mark, but you also see the full possible turn. So that means if you turned your steering wheel all the way to the right or all the way to the left, that would be the presumed intended path. Click again, and you can even hide all of those blue lines. So if you prefer only to have the red line, which is that warning of, hey, you're really getting too close, or you can click again, and you have this additional view. This view gives you not only the yellow intended turn angle lines, but that blue dash mark that we saw before that shows the center of the vehicle changes to this green dashed line that also turns. So that's the center line of the vehicle. So it's just kind of giving you another way to orient yourself as you're in reverse. The default view is to have the yellow dynamic lines with the blue straightaway lines, with the blue center dash mark, and of course that red final warning line. Clicking on settings will take you to the camera view settings screen for the panoramic view monitor and advanced park if you have that feature. Clicking to go back, put the vehicle in park, and we're all set. Shifting into reverse, rear cross traffic alert showing on the screen. You can temporarily mute the alert by clicking the button on the bottom right-hand corner for the 9.8-inch display and the 14-inch display without the panoramic view monitor. You still have settings right on screen, but they've moved them to the bottom corners of the screen so that you have as much visibility as possible. They're not going to use a menu bar on the left-hand side of the screen. When you're scrolling through the options for the directional lines for the backup camera, just click on the lower right-hand corner. All of the NXs have the same selection for backup camera lines. Just click through until you have the selection that you prefer. You can also change from the standard direct view to a wide angle view. Notice that you can temporarily mute your rear cross traffic alert. Depending on the equipment on your Lexus, you may or may not have buttons to the left of the air conditioning vents below the main display. You'll see three different layouts of this area. 9.8-inch display, notice that there aren't any additional buttons here. On the 14-inch display, you're able to add the panoramic view monitor, which will give you a view monitor button. And on the NX 350 Hybrid and NX 450h Plus, you can add the advanced parking feature, and that will add the advanced parking on-off button here. Taking a look at the panoramic view monitor, you can have a 360 view on the left-hand side and then a front view on the right-hand side. We have settings with the menu bar on the left. If you click the X on the top left corner, you'll close the screen. Clicking on the view options, you can toggle for a narrow view or the wide view. You can also choose to hide or show the dynamic turning lines, the yellow lines that show your intended turn angle as you turn the wheel. If you'd rather not see those, just click to toggle them off. You can choose to have your view monitor system turn on automatically. You want to make sure that it is selected to do so. If you have a line or a slash mark through the automatic mode, that means it's just not going to turn on automatically. So if you'd like to see it, make sure that you are in drive, put your foot on the brake, and then push the view monitor button. Then you'll be able to select auto mode so that it will turn on automatically at low speeds. Selecting the gear on the bottom left corner allows you to adjust settings for the panoramic view monitor and advanced park if your vehicle is equipped with advanced park. You can turn on and off the cornering view, the view under the vehicle, that was that kind of see-through view that we have, the Lexus Park Assist 3D display. These are examples of the 3D display. You have a sense not only of the object, but the depth. You can temporarily mute the audio from your parking sensors by clicking on the speaker icon on the lower right-hand corner. Once you mute, you're not able to turn them back on. They'll cycle on automatically after the vehicle is placed into either reverse or park. When you come back to drive, they'll be on. Now, if you come to a stop, they will just show the visual and they won't continue to ding at you. But if you haven't muted them and you continue to accelerate, they will. Notice that the alert intensity increases as you get closer to that object. So we're not going to push that any closer than we already are because I really don't want to run into those trash cans. Lexus Park Assist distance can be customized. Just click on the item and then you can choose near or standard for the front and near or standard for the rear. And that's going to customize how soon your alert would sound moving either forward or back. You can even customize the vehicle body color if you would like it to more closely match the color of your Lexus. We'll take a look at the advanced park settings when we demonstrate that feature. If you push the view monitor button while the vehicle is in park, it's going to play through the 360 view. It looks like it's overhead, but the cameras are actually around the vehicle, one at the front, one at the rear, and one under each side view mirror. You have another type of view that you can select. Just click on the view setting option and you can choose a see-through view. This is going to still give you a 360 perspective, but it looks like you're sitting in the vehicle and it gives you more of a close-up of the ground in the surrounding area, and then it will pull out looking like it's above the vehicle. You can press play or pause if there's a particular spot that you might want to investigate. You may even need to get out of the car and move a toy or a bicycle or something like that. Clicking on settings on the bottom left corner and it just takes you right back to your panoramic view monitor and advanced park settings screen. It's a nice little shortcut. So this is your view in park. And this is your view in drive. By clicking on the left side of the screen, you can zoom in to the rear of the vehicle. Click again to pull back to zoom out. Click at the front of the top left image to zoom in to the front of the vehicle. Notice that with the panoramic view monitoring system, there are times when it looks like you can see through the vehicle to what's underneath. It's actually using images that were captured as the vehicle moves forward or back, and then it stitches those images together to give you that undercarriage view while you're in motion. Let's go. You'll see a lot of additional new information, including a notification saying that the view is not live. We did have a true ghosted image of the vehicle, so that's the under the car view. Let's take a look at the advanced park feature. This feature is compatible with the NX 350 Hybrid and the NX 450h Plus. That's because the system is actually using the electric motors to maneuver the vehicle rather than the gasoline engine. The advanced parking feature uses 12 ultrasonic sensors, 6 sensors across the front and 6 across the rear. When you're ready to turn on the advanced park system, just push the button with the letter P and the steering wheel icon. Keep in mind that your vehicle will control steering and braking, but it's always a good idea to just hover your foot over the brake in case you do need to make an emergency stop. The first time that you use advanced park, you might want to practice in an empty parking lot, just so that you can comfortably get familiar with the system. You'll need to choose a spot that you would like to park, come to a stop, keep the vehicle in drive, push the button to start advanced park. When you see the letter P for parking place icons on screen, it's going to default to the one that the vehicle sees first, but you could also click to see what the other options are. You will see an overlay on the screen for what it might look like to be parked in that spot. If you'd like to change the direction from forward to reversing in, just click on the lower left-hand corner to either back in or go forward into the spot. Let's choose to reverse into the spot. Notice it says start forward. That's letting you know that the system is going to move the vehicle forward to get into the proper position to then reverse into the spot. And it's going to do it all for you. So we'll click start, and then it's going to tell me to release the brake to move. So my foot will hover over the brake just in case we need to do an emergency stop. And notice that I am not touching the steering wheel. Look, Mom, no hands. And then you just let the parking system do it all for you. It's nice and easy. So give that a try the first time or the first few times. When the system is finished, it will put you in park so that you can then gather your things, exit the vehicle, lock it up, and head about your day. If you would like the system to pull you out of the parking place, go ahead and apply the brake, push the advanced park button again, and then select the direction that you would like to use to exit the parking place. Let's go forward and to the left. Click start, release the brake, making sure that your surroundings are clear. Press the brake pedal again, and then check the path for vehicle safety. So that's them just double checking with you that you've really looked around you before you've started to move out into an active driveway or active parking lot. And then it will go ahead and finish the maneuver for you. Once you're clear from the parking place, it will tell you you can exit by moving the steering wheel. They mean exit from advanced park because the maneuver is complete. Then when you're ready, You can try advanced park in a parking lot with other cars. Let's do it. Position yourself so that the system will be able to see the spot. Then come to a stop, remain in drive, and push the button for advanced park. You'll see that the system has noticed the spot. So we've got identified available parking here. We can decide, do we want to go forward or do we want to reverse in? Let's reverse in. So we'll click start, release the brake, and then the system is going to maneuver for us. Now we are parking in between two other vehicles, so you may hear the parking sensors and see the parking sensor alert. Depending on the settings on your vehicle. Okay, I don't know about you, but that was pretty cool. Super fast. Advanced park is finished and our NX hybrid is in our spot, straight on and in park. Much better than I could have done on my own. You can also have the system pull you out of a parking place and you can choose which direction you would like to go. Are you wanting to pull forward and to the right, forward and to the left? And then if it were available, you could also reverse to the right or reverse to the left. Of course, in this case, we would be reversing into a field. That would not be a good idea. So there is still some driver participation required. Make sure to choose wisely. Let's go ahead and click start. And we will pull out and forward. And then I'll have another reminder, press the brake pedal, check path for vehicle safety. There is another vehicle that is crossing. All right, front cross traffic alert is what you just saw and heard on screen. Now it's saying release brake to move. So let's go ahead and release the brake. And the system is recognizing that we are clear for takeoff. You'll see the parking sensors recognizing the vehicle. So now we have finished with the advanced park to pull us out of the parking place, and we are on our way. Once you've turned the advanced park system on, if you decide that you don't want to use it, all you have to do is start driving, and then it will turn itself off. It's going to say it's not available. Or you can just push the button again and it will say advanced park switch pushed, advanced park cancel. Now notice when you approach an area where you have an option to parallel park rather than the perpendicular park, you can click on that and it will show you all of the available parking spots that are near the vehicle. Just click on one of the parking spot symbols to see where the vehicle would be positioned in that spot. You can toggle through until you find the one that you prefer. If you would like to parallel park, if it is possible in that particular area, you'll get a pop-up letting you know that there is room for parallel parking, and you would need to click select parallel when available. Just click again to switch from perpendicular to parallel. To access settings for advanced park, turn the system on by pushing the button with the letter P. Just press the gear to open up settings. Remote park will not be available for the 2022 model vehicles, so you could leave that toggled to off if you see that on screen. You can customize the speed profile, so how fast you would like the system to operate the vehicle, fast, standard, or slow, to detect the range of the parking spot, standard or far, your primary parking method, parallel or perpendicular, your primary parking direction, reverse or forward. Keep in mind, you can always change this from the parking screen when you are parking. You can also choose a preferred direction for exiting a parking place. Perpendicular parking, then click the arrow to scroll to the next page, and you'll see parallel parking. You'll choose either left or right. Would you like the parking view showed on the monitor to be normal view or wide view? And same for the exiting view, normal or wide. When you choose the parking path adjustment, the parking path can be adjusted outward or inward by clicking on the plus or minus. For more information, you can click on the question mark, and it's letting you know when the tire size has changed or the tires have become worn. The parking path may deviate from the center of the parking place. If this occurs, adjust the parking path. Selecting Go Back. When you have the settings where you want them, click OK. You can also adjust the road width, standard, slightly narrow, or narrow, and select OK to clear. You can adjust how far forward or back the system will allow the vehicle to park within the space. Parking forward and reverse. A rear accessory setting allows to create a buffer zone if you have something like a tow hitch mounted on the back of the vehicle. You can increase up to 40 centimeters so that the system can take that into account when you're using it to park. If you have registered a parking space, then you can select a parking place to delete. Click on the spot, and then it will just ask you to confirm. Are you sure you want to clear this registration? Yes or no. Make your selection, and then it will be cleared if that's what you chose. To register a parking spot, position the vehicle so that the nose of the car is close to the far line of the parking spot. Then push to turn on Advanced Park, and then click the button that has the parking spot with the plus icon, because we want to register this like a favorite parking spot. So I would like to park perpendicular. I would like to have the vehicle reverse in to the right. I'll click OK. And I want to center parking parameter lines within the parking spot lines. Now I'm going to click OK. And it has been saved as position 1. So I'm going to go ahead and practice parking here. Click Start. I'll remove my foot from the brake. And I'm going to let the vehicle park in my first registered parking spot. So if this was my assigned parking spot and I had to park here every morning, just might make it a little bit easier when I pull up and let the NX Hybrid park it for me. It's recognizing with the parking sensors, and it says confirm the space to registration. So I am going to turn it just a tiny bit because I'd like to be a little bit straighter in the parking spot. So now I'm going to tell it to register. And registration is complete for parking spot 1. So cool. So if I would like to park in my registered parking spot, I can choose mode, confirm with the overlay on the screen that that is my spot where I would like to be. If I had multiple saved positions, I could choose that. But in this case, it's correct. I'm going to click Start, remove my foot from the brake. I've already confirmed there are no other vehicles or pedestrians around, so it is safe to do this parking maneuver. There is a slightly different layout to the items around the screen on the 9.8-inch display. The auto for fan speed and sync have been moved inside the dials. The driver's temperature is controlled on the left dial or by voice command, and the passenger temperature is controlled on the right or by voice command. If you have two temperatures currently set and you would like to sync, all you have to do is push sync or ask Lexus to do it for you. Hey Lexus, sync the temperatures.
Turning on sync mode.
It's as simple as that. Hey Lexus, set my temperature to 72 degrees.
Setting the driver's seat temperature to 72 degrees.
Because sync mode is on, we have one common temperature throughout the cabin. Airflow mode, heated driver's side, heated passenger side. The numerical display of the temperature is not touchscreen, so just turn the dial or give your voice command to make that change. However, the fan speed and recirculating or outside air controls and AC compressor are touchscreen. Many of the Lexus interface items work exactly the same way on the 14-inch screen and the 9.8-inch screen. It's just the layout that might be configured slightly differently. The backup camera view on the 9.8-inch display. You also have your indicator line settings, and the wide-angle view setting option is on the bottom left. Rear cross-traffic alert on the 9.8-inch screen display. On the hybrid and plug-in hybrid electric NXs, when you scroll through the information screens on the multi-information display, you can select the energy monitor if you would like to have a summary screen for energy consumption and even regenerative braking. You'll be able to monitor the system right on screen. You can also pull that up under vehicle settings and energy flow. Keep in mind, this is just a summary screen of what's happening with the powertrain on the vehicle. You'll be able to see if the gasoline engine needs to come on, maybe because you are wanting to have your climate control really kick in. It's going to continually cycle the gasoline engine off and back on as needed. You'll see when the gasoline engine turns on and that it's sending power to the hybrid battery. When the vehicle's in motion, you can see that the full system is powering those wheels. You'll also be able to see when you're doing regenerative braking or power's being distributed to the front and rear wheels on this all-wheel drive vehicle. On the image, power is being stored or sent toward the hybrid battery. The orange color represents power being used from the system. It is pretty awesome to look at, but we want to make sure that your eyes are on the road and that you're driving safely. Lexus hybrid vehicles are known for being very quiet on the road, and it is normal when reversing or even moving forward at low speeds, when you're in all electric power, to have an audible sound that's kind of a humming sound coming from the vehicle. It is actually a pedestrian alert safety system as just a sound that comes from the vehicle to make other people more aware of your presence. The gasoline engine isn't on at all times. So if you drive a hybrid and you hear kind of a humming sound at low speeds, that is totally normal, and that is there for your safety and the safety of others. Taking a look below the right-hand side of the rear seat on the NX Hybrid, you'll see the hybrid battery vent. The system will pull air in through the vent to help cool and maintain the proper temperature of the hybrid battery. It's important to make sure that you don't block the vent, and if you're vacuuming your vehicle, it's always a good idea to vacuum the vent. The vent cover can even be removed for a more detailed clean. Just make sure that you don't spray any kind of cleaning liquid onto the vent directly so that the moisture doesn't get inside. And checking that vent is part of regular hybrid maintenance. Since I'm learning more and more about this vehicle all the time, I have found out some really cool things that I did not know in part 1. So here you go. Extra cool things. There's now a spray washer for the backup camera on the NX. It's linked to the rear window cleaner operation. So just push the stalk forward to clean the rear window and the backup camera. We talked about the new operation of the Walkaway, close, and lock button, but what I didn't know in part 1 is that the beeping is the standby mode and it lasts for 30 seconds. So it gives you time to push the button while your hands are free, gather your things, and then walk away and it'll close and lock. My friend Frederick Anderson from the Lexus training team likes to call this grocery bag mode, and then other people call it the walk and lock. Here's how it works. Push the button. So I have my key, so it's beeping at me. It's in standby mode. I've got 30 seconds to grab my things and go. And now it's going to close and lock. Well, thank you so much for visiting us at the Lexus Virtual Classroom today and for checking out part 2 of our deep dive tutorial on the 2022 Lexus NX. We'll keep bringing tech tips your way, so make sure to subscribe. And thank you so much for liking our videos and being so supportive. We really appreciate it. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.